Hi, my name's Miss Rick, and I'm going to do a book talk on this book, Speak. It's by Laurie, Halse, Anderson. You can see this book is very well loved. This book, the lexile of this book is 830 lexile, and the genre of this book is realistic fiction, which means that it's a fake book, but it seems like it could be real, and all of the things that happen could happen in real life, but the characters in this book are not real people. This is also written like a diary, so that makes it kind of interesting to read in the format. You might like this book if you like books about teenagers, teenage life, and teenagers struggling to make friends and fit in high school and deal with difficult problems that really happen in real life. I like this book because I really like the diary format. I also really like the narrator. The main character's name is Melinda, and she seems very real to me. She speaks like teenagers speak, and when I read this book when I was younger, I found it really easy to understand, and I still can relate to Melinda. She sometimes struggles to really understand herself, and I think we all do. You might like this book if you like to read books about teenagers and real things that happen in teenagers' lives. I learned from this book that mental health is a real problem, and it's something that people truly struggle with, and Melinda struggles with that in this book. I also learned how stressful life can be and after a really bad event, and how this can cause an anxiety disorder for someone, like maybe post-traumatic stress disorder. I think Melinda exhibits signs of this, and it helped me to understand how this can happen to a person. The characters in this book are Melinda, she's the narrator, and Melinda's friend Heather, who is not a very good friend, a boy in her science class named David, who she starts to become friends with, and some of her teachers and her parents. There's also a boy named Andy, who she calls It, and he is in this book too. The setting of this book is a high school in Syracuse, New York, and it's called Meriwether High School. It seems like a pretty normal high school to me. The plot of this book is that Melinda is at a party in the summer and something bad happens to her. So she calls the police, but she doesn't know what to say when she's on the phone with the police, so she just hangs up the phone, and the police track her address, and they come to the house and they bust the party. And a lot of the teenagers get in trouble for underage drinking. Some of the people get arrested at the party, and they know that it was Melinda who called, but they don't know why. And we don't know why until later in the book. So Melinda has a secret. And Melinda, after this party, really struggles to make friends, and she's a freshman in high school, so her first year of high school is very difficult for her because students are angry that she called the police at this party. And so we see Melinda try to make friends and really struggle to fit in. I'm not going to tell you the ending of this or what Melinda's deep secret is. Melinda does discover art in the book, and art does start to make her happier, and art helps her to express her feelings. So I'm going to read a part to you where Melinda is at a pep assembly, and it's the homecoming assembly, and her friend Heather wants to sit with some students that Melinda does not want to sit with because she doesn't really know them. And these students are being judgmental of Melinda because Melinda called the police on that party, and they know who she is because of that. I want to stand by the doors, but Heather drags me up into the freshman section of the bleachers. I know these guys, she says. They work with me on the newspaper. The newspaper? We have a newspaper? She introduces me to a bunch of pale, zitty faces. I vaguely recognize a couple. The rest must have gone to the other middle school. I curve up the corners of my mouth without biting my lips. A small step. Heather beams and hands me a pom-pom. I relax an eensy bit. The girl behind me taps me on the shoulder with her long black nails. She had heard Heather introduce me. "Sordino?" she asks. "You're Melinda Sordino?" I turn around. She blows a black bubble and sucks it back into her mouth. I nod. Heather waves to a sophomore she knows across the gym. The girl pokes me harder. "Aren't you the one who called the cops at Kyle Rogers' party at the end of the summer?" A block of ice freezes our section of the bleachers. Heads snap in my direction with the sound of 100 paparazzi cameras. I can't feel my fingers. I shake my head. Another girl chimes in. "My brother got arrested at that party. He got fired because of the arrest. I can't believe you did that, asshole." "You don't understand," my head voice answers. Too bad she can't hear it. My throat squeezes shut as if I have 2 hands of black fingernails clamped on my windpipe. I have worked so hard to forget every second of that stupid party, and here I am in the middle of a hostile crowd that hates me for what I had to do. I can't tell them what really happened. I can't even look at that part of myself. An animal noise rustles in my stomach. Heather moves to pat my pom-pom, but pulls her hand back for a minute. For a minute, she looks like she'll defend me. No, she won't. It might interfere with her plan. I close my eyes. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Don't say anything. Breathe. I'm going to stop there. So if you like books about teenagers' lives and how teenagers sometimes have a lot of anxiety because of events that happen in their lives, I think you'll really like this book, Speak, by Laurie Halse. Bye!